Good evening, gentlemen. How's everybody? Apologies once again because I slept in. Okay, so it's about 21:40 on Monday, September the 11th, 2023. I'll be watching this on catch up. Hello, thanks for your patience. Have a good day, and glad to see you here. Okay, so anyway, I'd say hello to a few people. I only just woke up, by the way. Let me just have a little drink of this. Co-op diet ginger beer. Lovely stuff. Okay, so Leeds is here. Nice to hear from you, mate. Donald Trump, your local president, is in the house. Thank you. Nice to hear from you, mate. Smooth operator. 4 weeks till wheels up. Okay, good for you, mate. Good for you. Good for you. Richard O. I'll put this on the screen. Richard O. Good evening, all. Never forget 9/11. How can you possibly forget it? 22 years ago, wasn't it? 22 years ago. It's funny enough that most people you talk to, they all remember September the 11th, but not everyone remembers what year it was. It was 2001. Jesus, 22 years ago. My God almighty, how time flies. Sean Young, good evening. Only in Asia is here. Crypto Chris Card. David Martins. Wayne Vosper. Nicholas is here. Leo Malley is watching from Karachi down at Clifton Beach. Is that Pakistan, is it? Okay, good for you, mate. Anyway, good for you. Sure gets around anyway, Lee. Yeah, well done, mate. Delayed Dave. Evening, Eddie. Hope you're doing well. I'm all right, but I've got a hospital appointment at the weekend, and it involves a minor operation, and I'm not looking forward to that at all. So that's put me on a bit of a downer. Just want the whole nasty ordeal over and done with, to be honest with you. But Barry, Barry from EastEnders, did you fall asleep again? Well, what it is, I like to go to sleep at tea time. I don't like setting an alarm simply because if I wake up, sort of, groggy, then it's not the same. I'd rather wake up naturally, and usually I just wake up after an hour or so. But I misjudged it and crashed out anyway. London Cab Thailand, nice to meet from me. Nice to hear from you, mate. Bobby Crush, never build skyscrapers out of Lego. Well, I wouldn't go in one. I wouldn't buy an apartment in one. McLaren F1, nice to hear from you. David Coleman. Hey, I just put in for my new passport. Okay, well, good for you anyway. Good for you. I mean, do you get a 10-year passport being in Canada? I'm putting in for mine soon. My passport runs out in about a year's time, but I've got to get it done in the next this winter time. It's not that urgent, but I've got to get it done this winter, because before you go abroad, it's got to have 6 months. But the thing is, once I get a whole, brand new 10-year passport, well, I've got it for 10 years anyway, so that's going to be worth having. I've got to get mine sorted out. Martin Ryder, better late than never. Okay, well said, Martin. Thanks for that, mate. Anyway, cheers. Mazza, good evening, Eddie. I'm nursing a terrible hangover. I bet you're glad you don't have to deal with them anymore. Well, yeah, I mean, I've had some absolutely ruthless hangovers in the past. So, really, I'm glad that I don't have anything like that. I mean, Jesus, drinking brandy and God knows what else of the stuff that I used to drink. I hope all's well anyway, mate. Brian Street, about time you woke up. Evening all. Hello, Brian. Nice to hear from you. Sceneries is here. Sean Harris, good evening. Let's see. Kiki and Jasmine are here. Nice to hear from you. Ben Fern K from Florida. That sounds nice, doesn't it? Sounds nice. Bottle Baby. Bottle Baby is here. Bottle Baby, 22 years ago. Wow. So where were you when you heard about 9/11? What was happening at the World Trade Center? America being attacked at the the Pentagon and the World Trade Center. I mean, where were you at the time? I remember it was an afternoon that I heard about it, and I remember exactly where it was. I was in the sauna at the gym, and it was a strange place, but I was there in the sauna, and then somehow they whacked the volume. They had a TV in reception, and they whacked the volume up so that everyone could hear. So I was in this sauna, and the words that I heard the news announcing was that America has been attacked. I remember those words. America has been attacked, and then he said the World Trade Center has collapsed. And when he said the World Trade Center has collapsed, I thought he meant it in a kind of metaphorical sort of way. You know, like as if the stock market or whatever, like the finance of it had collapsed. But then I realised, no, he's actually the World Trade Center has actually physically collapsed, and it was, it was like listening to an episode of War of the Whales. Very, very surreal. Very, very surreal. Ty Billy Boy, nice to hear from you. David Coleman. Oh, I hope we're not going to talk about 9/11. We already have. Okay. Okay, Martin Ryder, Barry recommends the pork pie at Siamberries in Pattaya. Okay. Philip Mulville, Eddie will be 22 years sober one day. Okay, fair enough. Matthew Cartwright, good evening. Martin Ryder, too early to use a word like that. Yeah. All right. Thanks for your good luck anyway, mate. Thanks for your good luck. Nicholas, all the best with the operation. It's not a major operation, but I'm a bit of a bloody whimper. I'm not used to operations of any time. Basically, what it is, it will involve me going to the hospital and going into a surgery place and lying down and getting a general anaesthetic sort of thing. And when I wake up, hopefully it's done. Now, the general anaesthetic, I don't think I've had one of those before. I really, really don't. That's the one that puts you to sleep, and I'm wondering if they put me to sleep with it, what happens then? I mean, do they know when the operation's going to be over and done? What if I wake up in the middle of the operation? Is there a chance that happen? I wake up bloody screaming with pain. Yeah. Bottle baby, they had a facelift this weekend. Okay. Richie Rich. Ethan, went for the Sunbeam Hotel in the end for 22 nights for 600 quid for my pizza. 600 quid for 22 nights. What does that work out as? Can't even think. Well, what does that work out as? Is that 30? Was that 30 quid a night? Is it 28 quid a night? Something like that. Sounds nice anyway. Jay Easy. Steady Eddie, up all as well. When you be heading back to Thailand, I'm going to be well. The thing is, I've been doing plenty of research on my time abroad, and I was mainly saying Cambodia before, and maybe sporadically Thailand between the two. Thailand's looking a bit more likely now because it is the most established and most stable of all of those countries out there. But I think probably in the springtime, probably April or May. That's when I'll be heading abroad indefinitely. Yeah, I think I'm looking at that. It's not too far away because if I was going to go away to Thailand, I'd be looking at going in at beginning of January anyway. That's what time I'd be looking at going. This I wouldn't want to be going May and November, December. I'd be going to begin of January anyway. So to put it back to April or May, it's not that far, but at least I'll be going on a one-way ticket. I mean, I know like when I arrive in Bangkok, they want to, they may not let me board an airplane with a one-way ticket. I was thinking of maybe getting a one-way to Bangkok, and then getting a flight, pre-booking a flight to Cambodia from there. We'll see how it goes anyway. Let's see. Leo Malley, yes, Ed, Pakistan, going in 4 weeks for a bit, for a bit before going back to the Philippines. Good for you, mate. Good for you. Traveling, fantastic. That sounds great. Have a great time, mate. Let's see. Yogi Bear. I met someone. I was in a taxi driven by a Pakistani driver, and he said the place is absolutely wonderful. It's, you know, the people are fantastic. I haven't been to Pakistan. I've been to India, but you know, but he said the problem is the flights have become, you know, from England have become very, very expensive there. But I wouldn't mind visiting there. Good evening, Ed, and good evening all. I see we have another invader coming from France, but it's flying this time. The Asian hornet, and it's killing all our bees. Is that's what it eats? Oh my God, oh man, it sounds like something out of a science fiction movie. David Coleman, yes, I got the 10-year passport. That's good. That's good. If I get my 10-year passport, that, you know, I'm going to be early 70s. So you know, I think I can do a lot. I think there's probably something about getting your 10-year passport. Maybe thinking this could possibly be the last one that I'll ever need. Okay, don't want to go on there. Paul Hoskin, hello. I'm on a diet. Good for you, mate. Anyway, good for you. Be realistic about what you're eating, and the weight will start dropping off you. Wandering Nomad. Nice to hear from you, mate. Nice to hear from you. Sean Harris. Let's see. Sean Harris. Ed, do you ever go to watch bands in this country? I used to quite a bit. There used to be a really really good place. Yeah, you know, not far from where I live, where they used to have some really good bands, and they had some good jazz bands as well, which I quite like a lot. But the problem, you know, I like certain bands, but the problem with live bands is that they all seem to play the same music over and over again, the same old classics. I know you've heard them a million times. I seen a Pink Floyd tribute at this place, and they were really really good. The problem with Pink Floyd tributes is that they always play the same stuff, and right at the end, they're only going to encore with one of two songs. They're going to encore with either Comfortably Numb or Wish You Were Here, and they're both brilliant songs. But when you've heard them so many times, it's like I like live bands, but it's, you know, it's kind of same old, really. Ben Fern K, I was on a cruise in the Caribbean on 9/11. Okay, that's a way to remember it. Crypto Chris Card. Why did Building 7 collapse when it wasn't hit? Okay, you're ahead of me that way. That way. Brian Street went to a Chinese takeaway tonight. He said, what you eating?" I said, mind your own business, not fall for that." Okay, very nice to hear from you, Brian. Gemini Star is here. Bottle Baby, getting ready for work and on my brand new 50-inch projection TV, thinking that I've seen every horror made except for this one. Okay, yeah, sounds good. Sounds good. What was it? What was the horror movie exactly? Uh, let me just say. Let me just say. Okay, so anyway, Ian Bowden is here. Ian Bowden is here. Nice to hear from you, Ian. I hope all's well. Apologies for my lateness, by the way, but you know, it's yeah, you know, just you know, I'm not really fully compass mentis right now. Richard O, Thai Air apparently are putting in an order for 95 aircrafts. Seems strange as there's always about 20 to 30 Thai airplanes parked up at Bangkok. Okay, yeah, yeah, really. Okay, well, that's a good point, isn't it? That's a good point. Thai Billy Boy, you're looking well trimmed. Well, yeah, I've lost a bit of weight. I've still got a little. This belly is not you know particularly gone, but I'm getting it anyway. I'm getting it. The belly's always the last to go. Paul Hoskin. They renamed the World Trade Plaza in Bangkok because of 9/11. You know, funnily enough, I went out to Bangkok it was the first time round about there, and I remember seeing that. Ian Bowden, what up? I'll tell you after it's over. I'll tell you after it's over. After the whole nasty ordeal's over and done with. Bob White, good evening from a night shift in Qatar. Okay, thanks. Nice of you to join us, man. Is that nice of you to join us? David Coleman, America went on to kill Hunter. Okay. Well, I heard that Iraq had nothing to do with it, but I'm not so sure about Afghanistan. But Barney from EastEnders, yeah, it is a welcome comment. Barney from EastEnders, there's an anaesthetist there the whole time to monitor your vital signs. Very little chance of you waking up. Okay. That's good to there, because I did say to the nurse. Funny enough, it was only like a couple of weeks ago when they phoned me up and said, yeah, we've got that operation. I was actually lying in bed on a Sunday morning having a cup of coffee and scanning Facebook and all that, and then I got a friendly call from the hospital to say, Mr. Sweeney, just to let you know, we've confirmed a date for your operation. It's 3 weeks time. I thought, oh yeah, well that's nice to know on a Sunday morning anyway. So thanks for that. But yeah, okay. I did say to her, like, is this when I was, getting the questions from the nurse? I did say, is it the case? I'm a bit of a wimp when it comes to needles and all that. Is it the case that I get this, these needles? They put me to sleep, and then when I wake up, the whole nasty ordeal is over and done with. She said, yeah. I said, well, that's okay. Anyway, I'm going to be sore for it, but whatever happens afterwards, I don't know. I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. But I mean, the thing is, I'm a bit worried about general anaesthetics, but will I wake up? I mean, is there anyone who ever has a general anaesthetic and doesn't wake up again? I mean, for Christ's sake. Gemini Star says there's no chance are you waking up in mid operation, Eddie, so don't worry. Okay, thanks for that anyway. Kiki and Jasmine in 2001, I was living in Barcelona. Great memories. Good for you. Good for you. Martin Ryder, no chance waking up mid-surgery. Trust me. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's good to hear. Anyway. Good for it. Good to hear. Ian Bowden, just catching up, mate, with the stream. Gave up waiting and was watching Nick stuff his face with a massive hot dog in the Queen Vic. Oh, I haven't seen that video yet, but I know what you mean. The Queen Vic in soy sex Pattaya. I wouldn't do that because I'm conscious about the thing about losing weight. It makes you care more for your body and what you eat. And okay, sometimes I have the odd snack, the odd chalk ice or whatever that I shouldn't eat. But the idea of stuffing your face with a bloody big long hot dog, that's not good for you. I certainly wouldn't do that. You've only got one body, and I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't mind a roast dinner. They do a good Sunday carvery at the Queen Vic. David Coleman, what operation are you having, Eddie? So I'll tell you after. I'll tell you later. Tell you next week. Paul Hoskin, if anyone has dental problems, go to Thailand. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Thanks for that. Okay, now this throws a spanner in the works. David Coleman said there have been many cases of people waking up in the middle of an operation. Don't trust any of what they're telling you. Da, 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 da. That's Beethoven. That's Beethoven. That's Beethoven. Thanks for that, David. John Kay, I think Thailand's a much better bet. Just everything's so convenient. Well, it's about a start. You see, Cambodia. Cambodia's a wonderful country. I love Cambodia. I love the people there. But it's for the ordinary person, it's not quite fully developed. If you go to Phnom Penh, then there's a lot of wealth going into Phnom Penh, no doubt about it. And some of the roads in Cambodia it improved, but also in Phnom Penh, it appears that it's getting wealthier in one way and getting more of an advanced city. And yet other places like 51 Street and some other areas, which you used to know and love with the bars and all of that, they're looking more backwards. I mean, some of the inner city of Phnom Penh is actually going backwards. That's what I noticed the last time I was there. So Cambodia is not really a fully developed country, even though I do love the place. Let's see. Alexander, when you have your anaesthetic for facelift, ass lift, and tummy tuck head, they will look after you. Our surgery, no chance of waking up. That only happens on dodgy Google searches. You'll be fine. Okay. London Cab, Thailand. I was in Curry's. I was with the staff and public watching in horror on their TVs. Oh, that's where you were. You know, 22 years ago, I was in Curry's. I was watching with the staff, but I see. So that's a yeah, that's a very strange place to be watching a 9/11. Imagine being in a big department store like that. I do believe in fairies. Even Eduardo, I had to come back from Thailand early, new job. Squeezed a lot of fun into a short stay. Back there in February, yes, though. Okay, okay. Yeah, good for you, mate, anyway. Let's see. Leo Malley, rent a return ticket for that 12. It satisfies immigration that you have rent a return ticket. I'm not too sure. Never come across that one before. Never come across that one. Thanks for that anyway. Yeah. Martin Ryder, Callum, the Scottish vlogger, is the expert on Pakistan. He loves the place, and now your teetotal could be interesting. Okay, okay. That sounds good. You see, the thing is, I'm thinking maybe if I was to opt for that safety wing insurance, I mean that is like nomad insurance, health insurance. It wouldn't totally be out of the question of me if I'm going to be retired abroad, still going to other countries like that. I'd be covered for all of that. So yeah, okay. Thanks for that. Anyway, Martin, thanks for that. Ian Bowden, Ed, have you now got to a state of mind or not? Given a toss about Britain's dialogue and future, as soon as you escape our demise. Um, what do you make of Britain? What do you make of Britain? I mean, I won't say it's a sinking ship. I mean, Britain is going to be around for, it's going to outlive us all. But it's been a great country. But what's happening? I mean, people are swamped. People from backward countries are coming into England, into Britain, left, right, and centre. And it seems that no attempts can possibly stop them. It's just like shoveling shit against the tide. We have the whole culture and just about everything is changing in Britain. I don't know I don't know what use Britain's going to be. I just don't want to be here in future. I know that much. Let's see. Sean Harris. Ed, do you ever use insect repellent on your travels or have any jabs? I get some insect repellent and I usually rub it on my ankles. That's where the little bastards bite. I mean, this is the problem, like, when with mozzies, they always aim for your ankles. They must like my smelly feet best of all. So yeah, I use insect repellent and sometimes I use a bit of it on my face to keep them away. Yeah, awful stuff, awful. Martin Ryder, bald and bankrupt in Bangladesh, free visa on arrival. Really, I haven't watched that much of bald and bankrupt in recent times. He does. I used to watch him quite a lot. But yeah, it's strange really. He doesn't do that many videos. He goes to a country and he makes one or two videos and then leaves. I mean, I don't get it really, but I know that he does some great videos, and I do like watching them definitely. I might try and check up on that one later. Gemini Star Eddie, don't forget your blood pressure will be checked before proceeding with the operation. So make sure that you're calm. Okay. I'll also make sure that I haven't had anything for about 24 hours beforehand or drank. You know what I mean? It's It's the thing is, I've got to my age without being used to operations. Yeah, you know, I've never really had any of them, so we'll see. I just want to get the nasty ordeal over and done with. Richie, though, Jomtien is a good place to retire, or the dark side retire. Well, I think I like the idea of the first one. First one, I've never, you know, Jomtien is. I'm sure that's a good place to retire. I've seen it's a good place for condos and all that kind of stuff. Although I wouldn't want to go, I wouldn't want to buy a condo. I've been looking at that, but I wouldn't want to go through the buying process. It's too stressful. That I can't be doing with any of that. You know, I'd probably rent a condo out there, and also, I wouldn't want to be particularly staying there all the time because, as far as a YouTube channel is concerned, I mean, I could go and live in Jam TM, but then what would happen to the channel? I mean, we're going to be making the same videos over and over again. I mean, you know, you don't need another Pattaya vlogger, do you? As for that other place, the dark side, do you know what? I've never actually made it there. All the times I've been to Pattaya, and so many times, you know, I've said I'm going to go to the dark side this time. And the last time I was in Pattaya, I thought this time I'm really gonna, even if I go there for a day or an evening, I'm really gonna go to the dark side to actually visit that place. And so, some people said, you know, you've got to visit there at one time or another. So I was actually having a night out with big fat bestie. It was out in Thailand now, so we're waiting for his videos from there. And I remember sitting at a bar with him, and I said, you know what I'm going to go, Tom, this time? I'm actually going to finally go to the dark side to see what that place is like. And I only remember best he said, what for? It's shite. You know, so I thought I'll give that a miss. I've still never been there. West End, Leicester. I'm getting out, Ed. England's broken. Nothing's working. Okay, it's going down the Swanee River. It's been in that state before at the end of the 1970s under the dreadful James Callaghan. So it will be, you know, it'll get back together again. It'll get back together again. But I'm too old. I just at my age and probably at your age as well. Just care about yourself. You know, I mean, the country doesn't bloody give a damn about you anymore. So just look after yourself and go wherever you're happy. Ty Billy Boy, Bestie looks like he's having a blast in Pattaya. Okay, good for him. Good for him. Yeah, you know, I'm getting my enthusiasm back for Thailand. I'm missing Pattaya. Don John T, hi all from sunny Spain. Okay, fair enough. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'll put this on. Anyone wants to talk about operations? I'm not telling you what operation I'm going to have. Not just yet. Anyway. Okay, I'll put this number on the screen for the meantime. If anyone wants to phone up and say anything about operations or tell us what operations you've had or anything like that, or what you think of Britain, whether you think Britain's worth bothering with anymore, whether we should still be patriotic about it. Okay, where are we now? Stephen Totti is here. Nice to hear from you. Let's see. Paul Hoskin, a private dentist, wants 150 quid per tube. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. I haven't actually been to the... Someone's phoning in here. Hello?
Hello?
Hello, good evening and welcome. Who am I speaking to?
David Market.
Okay, nice to hear from you, David. You were the first caller on, who called on this number. So how's it going anyway? How are you keeping?
I'm doing all right. Up and down, Eddie.
Up and down. Yeah, up and down. I used to be up and down, and now it's mostly down. And anyway, so
positive,
yeah.
Your operation will be fine.
Okay, it's not a major one. It's not really major, but it's more like because I'm not really used to them. You know what I mean? And that's the biggest. I mean, I had a I had a what's it called? Not a general anesthetic. It was called a local anesthetic. That's when they just You know, I had one of them some years ago, and you know, got a bit painful because I found it a bit uncomfortable. They gave me a few more injections, but this one is the general anaesthetic. That's the one that puts you to sleep, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. I've had 2 of them in the last 5 years.
2 of them, really. And how's that gone anyway? Is that been okay?
Fine. Everything good.
So they give you the injection in your arm, yes?
Yes, you do. You do something. While I was talking to the surgeon,
yeah,
the other guy was doing something in my arm, and I was out.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And
next time I woke up, I was in a hospital ward.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? You see, this is it. No, this is it. Go on, yeah.
It was all done, dusted.
Yeah.
Just gave me some morphine for the pain.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I was home.
Okay. So that sounds good anyway. So obviously you see, I'm not used to them. I've never actually had I've never been on an operating table before. Never.
I've got another pre-op
Really?
assessment on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Because they're going to do another surgery on my leg.
Yes.
Take some more skin away.
Yeah.
See that, check it's not spread anymore.
Yeah.
And then I've got to have some immunotherapy.
Yeah.
To kill if there's any remaining cancers or anything, and see where to go with that.
So are you now clear from cancer?
They don't know, because they said that all the tests come back negative.
Yeah.
And you're all right.
Yeah.
But there were false negatives.
Yeah, I see. So
they can never 100% be sure.
Yeah.
So he said, you're with us for the next 5 years.
Yeah. Okay.
You're not going anywhere. You're going to be checked every 6 weeks.
Yeah, I see. Okay.
So it's like put an end to me traveling.
Yeah.
For a bit. I did spend some time in Spain.
Yes.
And someone was like trying to say to me, why don't you just buy an apartment?
Yeah.
And I thought about it. I thought, no, I'd never buy an apartment. I'd rent one.
Yeah.
But I'd never buy one, because if you get into that cycle,
yeah,
and the economy goes down the drain, how are you going to sell it?
Yeah, and I've been down that road. I've owned a property abroad. I owned a property in what was considered at the time to be the hotspot, Turkey. I bought a lovely place there in Turkey, and it wasn't a bad experience, but it wasn't a rocket to the moon either. And to be honest with you, I just got. But the problem with buying a property abroad is that if you still like to go other places, it can sometimes become a bit of a burden to you.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it becomes a ball and chain round you.
Yeah.
And it's like, I like to be. Well, I did like to. I still would be here, there, and everywhere, and go different places and see different things. Experience. The different stuff, And if I'm just tied to one place.
Yeah.
But if it happens there, or the economy drops, becomes rubbish.
Yeah.
You're stuck with it.
Yeah. Absolutely. It can become a. Yeah, it wasn't a rocket to the moon. I had a beautiful, lovely big place in Turkey, but I just got bored with it. I got bored with it. I got bored with the expats. I mean, what I tended to find about the expats there, and that's a difference. It's probably a different kettle of fish than somewhere like Thailand. But what I found with the expats there is that they run out of ideas. They go out to Turkey because of the beauty and because of the climate of the place. And they lose the plot and just end up frequenting these rubbishy little, corner bars and talking about football. I mean, I wouldn't want to go abroad to be in a bar just talking about football all the time. I mean, you meet some of these people in these bars, and that's the only conversation they've got is football. I mean, it's all right if you're a football obsessive, but I'm not.
No. I thank you to Clive for his message.
Okay.
Thank you, Clive. Here, Eddie, I've got one for you.
Yes.
You like poetry, don't you?
Well, a little bit, yeah, a little bit.
A little bit. Who's your favourite sort of contemporary poet?
Oh, well, I have to say, I mean, contemporary. I kind of like John Cooper Clarke. He was.
He's superb, isn't he? He's my favourite
because he's a comedian and he's a character and he's a comedian, a character as well, and he's wonderfully entertaining, a fascinating person, and a real character. And some of his poems are absolutely fantastic. He was influenced. He admits he was influenced by Pam Ayres. Do you remember her?
Yeah,
absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. What wonderful. I mean, in the olden days, I studied English literature, you know, up to A level anyway, and I liked Ted Hughes. He was he wrote poems about animals. I used to like that one. I didn't like that Philip Larkin. He was a miserable bastard. He was. I didn't like him.
A lot of them can be.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of them can be.
Yeah.
But John Cooper Clarke.
Yeah.
He should be poet laureate.
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah, great fun. He's a funny guy, a genuinely funny guy. Let's see. So anyway, we have a couple of questions. What do you think about what's happening in Britain now? I mean, if you were thinking of retiring abroad, would you just? Are you getting to the point where you just don't give a damn about Britain anymore?
I am. Yeah. I think it's just going round in ever decreasing circles.
Yeah.
Eddie. It's just moving round and round. It's stagnant. It's just negative and positive, and there's no positivity at all. I don't see any future.
Yeah. You don't see.
I think a lot of the people are good people.
Yeah.
I think we have a lot of good people, but there's just nothing.
Yeah.
In terms of what was the Tory word? Aspiration.
Yeah. I mean, Britain is still, you know, probably a great country, but this country, its policies, we've allowed ourselves to be swamped, and it's really because of the benefit system, our generous nature. That's why people are willing to risk their lives to come to our country. It's because they know they're going to get things in this country which they're not going to get in other countries. And it's basically the reason that we're being swamped by all these invaders is because we are a soft touch country. We need to stop being a soft touch. But sometimes you get to the point you think there's an ulterior motive out there somehow. The government know that we're a soft touch, and yet they're just stumbling over this, that, and the other, and all these farcical things about the barge and the Rwanda project and all of this rubbish. I mean, it's just like shoveling shit against the tide.
It is. I mean, there's no end to it.
Yeah.
It's just constant. And while we continue to give that message, it's going to continue. Why wouldn't it? Because these countries where they're coming from, the lifestyle that's available here to them is unimaginable in their countries.
Well,
can't even imagine it.
Yeah. Well, because they can get away with bloody murder here, whereas they can't do that in their own country. What are Albanians come to this country for? What are they coming here for? It's because their own country shite, basically. I mean, no offense to Albanians, I've met a couple of them. I mean, they seemed all right, but they come to this country to get up to mischief that they couldn't get away with in their own country, basically. And also, you've got to ask yourself the question. With a country like Albania, why are they willing? Why are they spending thousands of pounds to traffickers to come across the channel, risking their lives, when they could get a flight? A flight with one of these low cost, for about 30 odd quid. It's because if they got a bloody flight here, they would be stopped because probably a lot of them have got criminal records. They wouldn't be allowed in. So it's and as for some of those other backward countries out in Problem, the biggest problem in the world is the population. There are some people who believe there's not too many people being born in the West, and it will cause us problems later on. But there's far too many people being born in developing countries. They are born into families that can't look after them. They are born into countries that can't look after them. And the next thing you know, 20 years later, they're coming across the bloody channel expecting us to look after them. You know.
Yeah, I can remember talking to a couple of Australian guys in Rome.
Yeah.
And they were saying then that getting into England,
yeah,
legally was the hardest country they've ever tried to get into.
Yeah.
And he says you're going to be surprised that in the next 30, 40 years, the amount of people who will be entering illegally into Britain will go through the roof.
Yeah, yeah. I wouldn't surprise me. I mean, just look at the way it's where it's gone now. I mean, I've got to have to be careful to say, but I mean, you look. All this will say is, you look at our Prime Minister. You're the Prime Minister of Great Britain. You look at the mayor of our capital city. You look at the leader of Scotland, and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
There's something there's an alternative motive out there somewhere, isn't there? I mean,
well, they were talking about this about 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
But the university graduates, rather than going into politics, were going into journalism because it paid more and there was less work.
Yes.
So there was a complete drain of British intelligentsia.
Yes.
Getting moved across from politics.
Yeah.
So that's got to have played a part in stuff. And, where are these people now?
Yeah.
What are they doing?
Yeah.
What are they reporting on?
Yeah.
The news, because we become political journalists.
Oh, okay. Okay, we'll talk about that, because sometimes you get the feeling that the news is telling you stuff that they decide is important for you. I mean, and yet we don't give it. It's just sometimes you get this breaking news. You think, why the hell is that breaking news? I don't need to know about that. Yeah,
Exactly. They aren't reporting the news. They're making it.
Yeah.
And that's a totally different thing, because that's then setting the political agenda.
Yeah.
Is what they are doing.
Yeah.
If they just got back with just saying, this is a fact, this is a fact, this is what happened, this is what happened. But instead, when I see them on the TV now, they're all giving their opinion about it.
Yeah.
They're all saying, oh, well, this should be happening, or that should be happening.
Yeah.
Well, that's not your job. It's supposed to be an independent news channel. Reporting on the news.
Yeah. I do quite like GB News. I do quite like it. I mean, so, they are pretty good there. I like, the people on. I like Nigel Farage and a couple of other people on. I do quite like that. But when some of the other news channels, I mean, they're telling us stuff that we don't need to know about. Whereas there's probably other stuff that we do need to know about that they're hiding from us. It's all a very, very strange situation. Let's see. Someone else is. Sean Harris is asking me, Ed will be able to come home the same day as you're up. Bloody hope so. I hope so.
Well, it depends what time it's done out.
It's in the morning. It is actually done in the morning.
Yeah, you should be okay.
Yeah. Hopefully.
You should be okay.
Okay. Bottle Baby is saying, Ed, make sure they inject you with anesthetic instead of sodium pentothal. Well, I'm not going to be lying. I'm not going to be on the operating table, and say to them confidently, listen, before this commences, do not inject me with sodium pentothal. I'll probably be too worried. I probably forgot that.
Years ago since I've had that sodium pentothal, bloody hell. That's going back to the 80s.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Yeah, good point. I looked at the comments from people. I think you've got a wonderful, wonderful selection of knowledge and experience, and also humour as well. And I find it amazing. I really like it. Long may it continue. And I'd like to say that the phone number is 100% genuine.
Yes, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
And you know, if you can get the opportunity to call in because there's such amazing wealth of knowledge and experience out there.
Yeah. Okay. We'll leave it at that anyway, David.
Yeah, okay, then. Have a good time.
Okay, cheers, mate. It's always great to hear from you anyway, David. Always great to hear from you anyway. All the best to you, and good luck with your operation as well, Pretty too.
Thank you.
Good luck with your checkup. Cheers. Cheers. Bye. That was David Marchant, who's been on before, and he's absolutely I'm going to ignore this for the moment, and he's always welcome to call in. He makes for a very, very good caller. Let's see. Ian Bowden, I'm just going to grab myself a drink a minute. Okay. This is something. I'll be bloody heartbroken if Co-op stopped doing their diet ginger ale, because you know the other alternatives, Asda and Morrison's, their recipe is simply not in the same league. This is the best one. Lovely stuff. Anyway, Ian Bowden, I thought that escapee was thanks once again to David Marchant anyway. Good call, that really, really good call. Ian Bowden, I thought that escapee was very smart young man until I read he got pulled off his push bike by a plainclothes copper just miles from Wandsworth. Not so smart now. Yeah, absolutely. It's a bit of a bloody it sounds like a scene in the Pink Panther, doesn't it, that escapade? You know, that guy, he smuggled himself out of prison in a food lorry. I mean, what I'd like to know, apparently in Wandsworth, he got into this food truck because he worked in the kitchen at the prison. And I'm kind of wondering, in the kitchen, I wonder, did he have access to knives? Because if you go into any restaurant kitchen, they're going to have knives there somewhere, aren't they? Did he have any access to knives? That's the more worrying thing, isn't it? But it was like the Inspector Clouseau of escapees. Yogi Bear, Ed, if you're struggling with it, we better go back to the old time at 10 p.m. I'm not so sure about that. Usually I've been pretty good, haven't I? You know, getting up. It's just the last couple of times, you know, waking up. I've just woken up at the wrong time, really. Paul Brighton, okay. Hate to say it, Eddie, but I've woken up mid-up. Not nice. Okay. Paul Hoskin is going to bleach his bum. Good for you. Bob White, I had a huge hot dog in a bar next to the Queen Vic in Soy 6. It was incredibly salty. No, they're not good for you. I think is, well, once you start getting a bit healthier and losing weight and you know, feeling a bit healthier, I think, you know, it makes you more reluctant to eat stuff that you shouldn't really eat. Wayne Ritchie, okay. Wayne Ritchie is here. Hi, Eddie, and everyone else in the chat. How's your book coming along? And when you finish with it, can I buy a copy of one? Okay, no, I'm glad you. I'll drink to that anyway. Thanks, Wayne, for mentioning that. I've been preoccupied. I actually finished it last week, and I've spent the last week proofreading it. So I actually finished the proofreading yesterday. So it's all done and dusted. I've actually written it. It's about 110 pages long. It's divided into 11 chapters. I've actually written it on Google Docs. And I've written it in different documents. Each chapter 11 different documents, because I didn't feel comfortable putting the whole lot of it on one Google document in case I accidentally pressed the delete button. You know what I mean? So anyway, it's all on Google Docs. Now, what I've now got to do is deal with all the technical stuff, uploading it. I'm going to be uploading it to Amazon Kindle and attempting that. But what I've got to do to begin with, before I do any of that, is put all those documents together, because it's 11 different documents. Now, I thought that would be quite easy to do, but I'm not so sure if it's that easy. I think maybe, I was looking at it earlier this evening, I think maybe you need to download an app to do all of that for you. I've really got to put all the pieces of it together before I can think about uploading it. And also, I've got to download another app to design the cover for it. Well, but the thing is, all the difficult work is done. I mean, all the books are all written, and so I've got all the technical stuff to deal with right now, and all the technical stuff, so I've got to get my head around all of that. I'm watching a lot of YouTube videos and Google and stuff and this, that, and the other to try and make sense of it all. But I'm hoping that, maybe in the next couple of weeks, hopefully by the latest, the end of this month, it will be available. So thanks for asking about that, Wayne. And by the way, with regards to the book, it's called for the moment, it's called Five Go to Pattaya. It's about 5 scousers who have never really been anywhere much before, except for a place like Blackpool and Rel, and they decide to go out to Pattaya and have a blast because they've heard how cheap it is, and it all kind of goes pear-shaped for them. But it is a work of fiction. The story's a work of fiction. But before you think, well, fiction, that's no good to me. I need some facts about Pattaya and this, that, and the other. It is educational in a way, because it shows you how some people who go out to Pattaya, who have an intelligent attitude to money, managing money, they can be disciplined and have a good time. Whereas other people squander their money and then end up in having terrible problems. It's all about how disciplined you are with money, whether you can enjoy yourself in a place like that or not, which is a big issue. So anyway, I'm hoping that it's going to be done and dusted in the next couple of weeks. So thanks for asking that anyway, Wayne. Cheers anyway. Sorry, Wayne. Yeah, Wayne. Thanks for asking that. Glenn Wyndham, Eddie's having a sex change operation. Why we want a sex change operation? I'm kind of happy with the one that'll go. Bryn Roberts, had my gallbladder out last December, was out for 1 hour. NHS were excellent. Okay, thank you for that. Ian Bowden, even when you hear of the negatives of Thailand, they are outweighed by the negatives of Blighty. 4 months till we'll be in that fab country. Can't wait. Oh, I'm gonna miss it. I'm gonna miss it. Okay, I've got another call here anyway. Another call who's on screen. Greetings.
Pleased to meet you.
Okay, good evening. Nice to hear from you there. Anyway, Bharat, how's it going?
I'm in a place called Croydon.
Croydon, yes.
I would like direction to a place called Wandsworth HMP Prison.
Okay, good for you. Anyway, you want to get back in prison, yes?
I heard it is a 5-star hotel with
Yeah.
Xbox and a widescreen TV.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, fair enough.
I'm having breakfast. I have looked on Google and it says 24 hours open.
24 hours open. Okay, I think it's absolutely balmy that guy managed to, that young man. I know he was military trained and all of that, but you know, to actually what was he doing in the kitchen anyway? I mean, no one's asked the question: were there any knives, you know, available in the kitchen? You know, that could be, yeah, you know. It all sounds a bit of a farce, really. It sounds, but anyway, it's nice to see the police doing something good for once. You know, arresting a terror suspect, as opposed to their usual activities of swapping indecent images on WhatsApp and arresting 16-year-old girls for using the L word. It's nice to see them doing something worthwhile for once.
The police, maybe it was a sting operation.
Yes, yeah.
Sting,
Okay, anyway, I take it this is Clive. Anyway, I take it this is Clive. Jay Easy said, I've heard mixed reviews on Safety Wing. However, Accident Thailand maybe a good, you know. Okay, yeah, absolutely. Wayne Ritchie, everyone smash the like button and let's make Eddie happy. Everyone smash the like button, please. Okay, it's Monday night. There's nothing happening, but the Steady Eddie channel is here. We've got callers. So anyway, how's things with you, Clive? Anyway.
Make Eddie very happy.
Okay, make me very, very happy. Buy my book. Buy my book. That will make me happy when that comes out.
What's the book?
The book.
The
book. It should be coming. If everyone, I'll actually do a video, you know, with many reasons why you should buy my book anyway, and make me very, very happy.
That reminds me of going to Anfield.
Yes.
And I was dragged there.
Yeah.
By the ex-Thai wife because her cousins had come over and they wanted to see Liverpool and Liverpool Football Club.
Yes.
And what makes me laugh, like Everton is ever so close to Anfield.
Well, apparently they're only separate. They're only separated by, you know, one football field, aren't they?
Something like 500 meters, like in between the two clubs.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Yeah. I wouldn't want to wish to go to either personally. I'm not. Yeah. You know, I just haven't really got the time for that. But for that. I mean, it's.
I did find it interesting. As a lay person that has gotten absolutely no interest in football, I did find it interesting.
Yeah. How about banks, Clive? Someone's saying, Daniel Mills is saying, did you manage to sort out your ISA? I just got a Halifax bonus for. No, they never got back. It sounds nice what he's saying. The bastards never got back to me. After that video I posted, that altercation. After a farce, absolutely bloody farce. Now Ian Bowden has mentioned that this country's going down the Swanee River. Even your own bank. That's diabolical treatment. I went to the bank physically and I said, give me a better ISA. They said, okay, we'll make an appointment for you. Which they did. I said, oh, fine. You know, the appointment's next week. Fine. The day before the appointment, I got a phone call to say that the appointment was cancelled because staff illness. But I can give my details out over the phone, and I phoned like the head office the next day, you know, just to confirm whether this was a scam call or whatever. And the chappie who originally made the phone call phoned me back, very, very irate that I had questioned him, about his integrity and all of that. And I think out of spite, they just haven't got back to me. He said, so, okay, we'll make another appointment for you. They haven't made another appointment. It's a bloody farce, it is. It's a farce.
What made me laugh was when I went to the Philippines. Now, the HSBC, who I'm with, let me take out something like 8,000 pesos.
Yes.
It made me laugh. That's like, what, 100, I forgot how much it was at the time. It was about 110 quid or something. And what makes me laugh is every time I go and fill up with fuel, and the service station that I go past on the way to work every week or so, I have to fill up there. it declines the chip and pin.
Yeah.
So it take out over £100 in the Philippines, and you don't have to tell your bank you're travelling anymore.
Yeah.
Which makes me what else? I mean, literally 10 miles away from where I live.
Yeah.
And they ask you to put your PIN number in.
Oh, well. Yeah. 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 I mean, Philippines. I was in one bank in the Philippines. I think it was. I can't remember what form I was using to get some money out. But there was a sign saying, if you're in this office, if somebody approaches you and say he's going to have your card or whatever, remember they may not be genuine. Even people in the small bank office in the Philippines, somebody might have just wandered in, masquerading to be somebody else and getting your bank details. It's
what made me laugh is all the security people outside there's a security guard outside every single place in the Philippines.
Yeah.
And like there was a guy. We went to Robinson's. It was a big shopping centre, and there's a big brand name in the Philippines called Robinson's.
Yes.
And the guy was holding this gun, and it was plastic. It didn't even have a trigger.
Yeah.
It didn't even have a trigger. And I was looking at it thinking, that's a bloody imitation gun. So I started it was almost like a game, studying some of these people outside banks and shopping centres usually. They don't bother outside other places like, McDonald's, stuff like that. They don't go anything. But the guns, 9 times out of 10, they're imitation guns.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. And they're not even interested. Half of them are asleep in a chair. And there's just no point to it. It's just I don't know, what do you call it when it's not, it's there, but it's not real, you know what I mean? It's the
facade.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like it's secure, but it's not, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Half the time they're asleep, because it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's hot, and they've probably been on their feet for probably 6 hours.
Okay. Okay. So anyway, Ian Bowden is making a point here. Eddie, am I embarrassing you nowadays by asking for the price of the beer? I went before asking for the pint. This after I asked and they told me $7.50. Sod that. Is this $7.50? Which is that a pub in London or whatever? I've lost track with the pint price of beer anyway, but I won't be buying any. I mean, it's $7.50. Which pub was that? Was that in central London or something? That sounds dreadful.
Not very little in Aldi.
Let's see. Yeah, Jay said Eddie rubs the insect repellents into his ball sack. Okay, fair enough. John Mitch, nice to hear from you, John Mitch. Eddie, what operation are you having? I'll tell you later. You know the words of the song, I don't want to talk about it. Not yet, anyway. Let's see. David Coleman says, my top of the line health insurance for 1 month in Cuba is 150 Canadian dollars, but it is the best. That sounds reasonable price. That sounds reasonable. Yeah. Daniel Mills, what's got to have done? Just join the stream. I will tell you later. Paul Hoskin is being bitten by mosquitoes, but never on the private. So it must be okay. No comment. Yeah.
When's Gus 77? Is he nicking anything?
He might have been nicked by now. He might have been nicked.
I know. I've noticed that he's absent tonight, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Okay. So I've got another half an hour to go. Anyway, it's getting a bit late. It's getting a bit late. Telecom is here. Yeah, let me just first of all say Gemini Star. Yeah, Gemini Star says Bangladesh is a place you don't want to visit, even if you're given a free airfare there. I remember I read a report from a Bangladeshi person saying that there's no reason really why you should want to come to this country. I've never been there, so
I've been watching Bold and Bankrupt.
Yes.
Kind of escapades in Bangladesh.
Yeah.
And they don't actually seem to be begging. They're just curious. who's this huge bald man, which is like running for a, for our country, like with a camera.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a few kids begging and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
But they don't seem to be begging.
Yeah.
They're just, it's so sad, isn't it? It's so close to a place like Thailand and places like that, which are obviously a lot more advanced.
Yeah.
But it's like Myanmar, isn't it? Like Burma.
Well,
it's so sad, isn't it?
I have mixed feelings about the beggars because a lot of those, beggars are organised. There's somebody organising that begging.
Yeah. But they just seem to be more curious in Bangladesh.
Let's just say hello to Telecom. He's made a here tonight. Good evening, Eddie and the rest of the band. Nice to hear from you, mate. Hope all's well. Let's see. Yeah, Daniel Mills says Bangladesh looks like a right asshole. Okay. Bob White, the dark side is completely overrated. Okay for an afternoon session, but that's it. The good girls are down south. Have you been to Pattaya, have you, Clive?
Yeah, why?
Yeah, so have you ever been to the dark side?
Mate, I was escorted around by my wife.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wasn't, we weren't married the first time, but the second time we were married.
Yeah.
And she took me into I forgot where it was now.
Yeah.
Near Ibar.
Yeah.
She took me into a go-go like. And I was sat, we ordered some drinks. The drinks were brought and all the rest of it. And then all of a sudden, there was these jugs being presented to me in front of me.
Yeah.
Probably about 2 feet away from my eyesight, next to the missus.
Okay.
Why the hell have you brought me here? It's almost like a ceremonial thing, you're being taken to. Well, I don't know. Yeah. I reckon my ex had something to do with that sort of scene. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean the thing.
Allegedly, in my opinion,
Yeah, I mean I've heard so many, Pattaya enthusiasts, hardcore Pattaya enthusiasts saying you must go to the dark side, you must visit the dark side, or you've never been to the real Pattaya and all that. I don't know.
Seriously, if I went to Pattaya now, I mean, at the moment, I've met a woman in the Philippines and all the rest of it. I shouldn't say this, but I feel like the dog on heat.
Yeah.
Now I've watched just too many YouTube videos, you know what I mean, and YouTube channels about Pattaya, or whatever they call it. And I was escorted around by the wife, and at the time it didn't really, it clicked obviously what the place was about, but I'd never even the concept of going there or anything like that. And I was taken around by the missus. We stayed at the Score Beach Hotel.
Okay.
And it was great. It was a great experience, but I probably wouldn't want to go there now because I'd just get absolutely, I just wouldn't have any money.
Oh, okay. Anyway, listen, thanks for calling once again, Clive. I'm going to do a couple of little things before we finish anyway. It's a bit late.
Good luck for the weekend,
Okay, cheers. Thanks for that. Anyway, I'll need it anyway. Okay, all the best, Clive. Thanks for cloning in. Cheers. Bye-bye. Okay, so that was 2 calls we've had tonight anyway. So that was 2 callers. I'm going to end the phone calls there. We had a couple of really good callers, one from Clive and one from David Martin. So thanks for both of those chappies there. We're going to do a question anyway. Yeah, Daniel Mills. British government treats boat people better than the people born here. It looks like that way. Telecom. Lily Tomlin was the best switchboard operator. She was a comedian or an actress. Wasn't she in a film with John Travolta? Let's see. David Coleman, now this is a comment that's cheered me up. After having your first operation, your life is over. It's all downhill from there. I've never been okay. Fair enough. Okay, thanks for that, David. Yeah, Daniel Mills. The worst part is when you're sitting around for hours in the ground waiting for them to come and get you there. Okay, fair enough. Anyway, I'll probably I'll probably skipped a few things. I've probably skipped a few things, but anyway, I'm gonna ask a question. You know, questions since we're here. Let's see. Okay, so and anyway, here's a question. Now, sometimes you look at the news on the TV, you know, especially the mainstream news channels, and you kind of think to yourself, are we being totally manipulated? Is there a master plan out there? I was watching Sky News last week, and it was breaking news, breaking news. There is and the breaking news was, and you know, as soon as I heard the word breaking news, let's see. Don't really know which a better way of phrasing this one. Yeah, you know, whenever I see breaking news, I always think, "Oh, this is amazing. What's happened there? Is this another earthquake? You know, is it a disaster? Or you know, is some famous person being shot dead or something?" No, the breaking news was that someone who I've never even heard of before is just being given the job as the new chairman of NatWest. That was the breaking news, and all of a sudden, all the other news was put aside, and this was the news. This guy, I've forgotten his name, never heard of him before, never wanted to hear of him before, is being given the job as the new chairman of the NatWest Bank, a bank that I don't even bank with, and this is the breaking news. And I think, why do we need to know this? Why does the average man in the bloody street need to know the name of this person who's got a, you know, probably £1 million job? Why do we really know this? It's breaking news, but it's being told what we should regard as important. And the question is, are we being told what to think? I mean, absolute bollocks. I mean, some of these news stories, you think someone's manipulating us here. There's probably lots of important things happening in the world, and yet we're being told that this is important. So let me just say, anyway, I'll but I'll skip through this a bit. Oh, I'm well behind in the chat. Yeah, John Mitch. This comment. This is a while ago. Soldiers who fought and died for UK in World War II are turning in their graves with today's situation in the UK. They probably, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me. Ben Fair and K, soft touch. That's our problem in Britain. That's why in the USA we need a stronger president as well. Martin Ryder said, "Forget dinghy divers. That's a sideshow. We had 1.5 million legal migrants last year and 700,000 Brits leaving. So that's about 800,000 more people in this country." Yeah, absolutely crazy. David Coleman, Churchill has turned in his grave over the state of the UK. Fair enough, fair comment. Ian Bowden says the West is sleepwalking downwards into a third world society. At the moment, the West is silent, second world. Okay, yeah, okay, fair enough, fair enough. I mean, what's happening to our bloody country? It's just going down. I'm personally, right now at my age, my main priority is, you know, I'm the one who's worked hard all of these years. I want to go abroad and have a bloody good life and sod everyone on anything, you know. This government doesn't seem to care about me, so I don't care about them. Sean Harris, was it Albanians that were after Liam Neeson in the movie Taken? Yeah, apparently Albanians come out afterwards and said, well, we're not really all like that. Well, most of us are nice people. I'm sure there's a lot of very, very nice Albanian people. Last Albanian I met was the waiter who was in a restaurant that I was using in Bucharest, in Romania. Why would Albania would want to be a migrant, and Albania would want to be a migrant into Romania is anyone's guess. But he was a really, really charming, really charming chappy. Apparently Albania is a good place to go on holiday. Yeah, Paul Hoskin. Most countries become too soft on crime and mitigation. This is the country that where 7 police officers arrested a 16-year-old girl for using the L word. Yeah, let's see. Chris B, the same old rhetoric about immigration has been going on since the 60s that I don't remember. Well, we were moaning about it donkeys years ago, and yet it was the tip of the iceberg then. But the UK is still one of the best places in the world if you don't read the Mail or the Express. Okay, I don't really read either of them anymore. Yeah, Bob White. Our race is dying out because we are not having kids. We need immigrants, or the country will collapse. Okay. Okay. Our race is dying because we are not having kids. We need immigrants, or the country will collapse. You know, okay, that's an argument. It's sad to think that our future generation will be people who, you know, have come here from these backward countries. That's the sad thing about it. Sean Harris, good question. Out of interest, anyone ever been personally affected by immigrants? That's a good question, Sean. I can't think of that one, but that's a good question. You have to be careful when you say that, because you can say the wrong thing, and next thing you got the busies knocking at your door. Let's see. Martin Ryder, my local country pub was turned into a mosque. Okay. David Coleman, immigration has killed Toronto. It's disgusting, dirty, crime, homeless. Okay. I'm gonna okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to skip through this. Apologies, I've missed. We've had a couple of good callers tonight, anyway. And for Monday evening, it isn't bad. It isn't bad, is it? So I'm just gonna skip right through. Apologies if I missed everyone. I probably missed quite a lot of people. So anyway, let me just go to this one here. Yeah, telecom. Yeah, breaking news: a fly landed in my soap today. Okay, I mean the most diabolical breaking news that I ever remember, and it's why I just lost all faith in the BBC. Is when I was, you know, of an afternoon I was having me evening. I was having me dinner, and the breaking news flashed on the BBC in the days when I used to watch the BBC. And the breaking news was, you know, I thought, you know, listen with earnest. What's happening here? Keith Orville of Keith Harris of Keith Harris, Orville and Keith fame, you know, has died. Keith Harris has died. A comedian, you know, who had his hand shoved up a puppet's ass, has just died. And this is breaking news. I really, really need to know about this. Bloody hell, pathetic, absolutely pathetic. Ian Barton, BBC News is bad, Sly News is pathetic. Okay. Nick Ross is here, nice to hear from you. Nick Ross, the internet is now saturated with so-called breaking news. It's all a distraction. Okay, fair comment. Ernest Connell, breaking news. I'm down to 4 beers left. Okay. Terry Jones, breaking news and news flash is meaningless. You used to have a news flash once a year, or when something happens. Now you get 6 a day. Keith Harris of Keith Harris and Orville fame is died. That was the breaking news. Oh Jesus, give me a break. Telecom, breaking news. Elvis is still dead. Like it, like it. Dutch Farang is here. Hello. Ian Barton, we're being tunnel visioned by mainstream narrative. Only fools rush in. Okay, good comment. Yeah, Mister is here. It was going to use English heritage to go to Australia to drive cattle trains. Okay, okay. Just going to grab myself another. Going to grab myself a drink for a moment. Okay, so Telecom says Liam is the best. I like Liam Neeson. He's terrific. I think his career had a bit of a resurgence very late in life because he's quite old when he's making all these Taken movies, but he does play a great part. Nick Ross, go to Brighton. It's saturated with Albanians. I heard that from someone else. I lived in Brighton about 30 odd years ago, more than 30 years ago. Albanians, we didn't have them then, but it's saturated. Yeah, I've heard something like that. And are they useful? Are they contributing to the economy in any way? Do you have a nice start? Elvis lives in New Delhi. Yeah, McLaren. Breaking news: Tim gives all his fortune to homeless in Mexico. Yeah, I think that sounds more like fake news. Telecom. I talked with Elvis. He's working in Michigan at the local McDonald's. He probably has a few burgers in his time. I'm pretty sure of that. Nick Ross. Breaking news: Eddie is getting circumcised. Okay, fair enough. Good guess. Yeah, Mister, I'm going to put Mr. Scott. Supposedly first choice there. Disputed sanity of that now. Aussie land. Okay. So I'm just going to skip through this. Crypto Chris Card says, why is that effing Prince Harry always in the news? YouTube keeps pushing the Harry videos, even though I keep clicking, not interested. I mean, the thing is, now this is an interesting thing. I mean, as well as there being an ulterior motive, I think the reason with Prince Harry appearing in the news a lot is because people want to hear about it. I don't want to hear about it, but other people do. With regards to the royal family, a royal scandal always goes down. It's about selling newspapers, that is. It's about selling newspapers. I mean, whatever we think of it, if it sells newspapers, then they're going to keep pushing the story, aren't they, really? I don't want to know about Harry and Meghan, but I must admit, in the olden days, I did like reading about Fergie. I thought Fergie was a funny character. Fergie, especially when she was massively in debt and she was doing all kinds of sucking toes of a financial advisor and all that kind of stuff. Ian Bowden, best way to see the situation of the world is travel. Lots of travel, but off the beaten track and talking to locals. Sounds good to me. Yeah. Telecom says Walter Cronkite and Edward R. Murrow are rolling in their graves. Fair enough. McLaren F1, breaking news. Ed Sweeney marries Lisa Dale's African prince. I've actually met Lisa Dale's Gambian lover. He's not how you see him. He's actually quite a nice guy. I met him in Pattaya. Okay, so Paul Hoskin, and for the latest news, let's go and hear what a reporter has to say live at the scene, and then there is no news. So irritating. Okay. Ian Bowden, who gives a toss about Harry or the benefit cheating royals? I don't. Who gives a toss about it? I don't give a toss about the royals. But I do like the idea that we've got a royal family for what it's worth. And people from other countries, even I think a lot of Americans like the idea of our royal family. They still carry a weight with them. I still haven't decided what they're all about. David Coleman, I'm 65 now. I'm taking all the money I can now from the government. I'm going traveling every winter now. I don't care. Good for you. Ernest Connell says, David, that's the spirit. Okay. So anyway, I'm gonna get that off the screen. That's a bit heavy, that one. Okay. So I'm gonna finish off in a light-hearted way. Apologies for calling on late this evening, guys. But anyway, I slept there, in the evening. Maybe I'm worrying. I am worrying too much about worrying too much about that operation. But it's only a minor operation. It's I'm sure there's something I'll recover from. But anyway, let's finish off on this one. Caption this photo, okay? I mean, it's for this photo is from my favorite all-time science fiction show with the most beautiful ladies. I'm capturing this photo. They're obviously seeing something very, very interesting. What are these ladies saying? That one on the left is Gabriel Drake, and I can't remember the name of the other one. By the way, you can see some beautiful. If you look at the right website, you can see some beautiful naked imagery of Gabriel Drake. Oh my God, she wasn't shy about showing her body in those days. So anyway, what are they saying, those ladies there? They're in a spaceship and they've seen something very, very interesting. What are they saying? Telecom says, is hairs bigger than ours? Oh yeah, okay, good one, like it. Yeah. Nick Ross, the Lisa Dale twins, circa 1955. Okay, fair enough. They must be looking at something interesting on the, yeah. Ian Bowden, Ed's Willie is bigger than my hamsters. Okay. Gemini Star, these girls may be in their 80s nowadays. That program was made in 1968. That's 55 years ago. So yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. The Pete, enter a pronoun to continue. Okay. Nick Ross, Nick Ross, what are they saying? Wow, that's a bit. I think maybe, yeah, I think you mean big, don't you? Nick Ross is saying, what are they saying? Wow, that's a big one. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. That's what I was thinking. Paul Hoskin, the girl on the left is saying it's Paul Hoskin. They're watching a blue movie, and they're obviously watching a blue movie or something. My God, it's Paul Hoskin, and they're saying, wow, that's a big one. Telecom, is that guy wearing a condom? Okay. What do you think about that when you're watching a bloody good porn movie and like all these glamorous people, like are getting it on, and then the guy puts a bloody condom on it? It's not the same. There's a few of them that are like that, really. Ernest Connell, they're saying that Star Trek has nothing on us. Okay. Nick Ross, big one. Oh, this is a good one. Terry Jones, caption, bloody hell, look at the price of flights to Thailand now. Yeah, okay, like it, mate, like it. Good one, good one. Gemini Star, they're saying, give me a bit of him. Okay. Nick Ross, is that what Earthlings do? Telecom, rib for air pleasure. Yeah, but I mean, when you're watching a blue movie and this gorgeous bird is getting rammed, I mean, it takes a bit of it away from it, really, when the guy's wearing the rubber. Richard White, is that your boyfriend in Pattaya on YouTube? Okay. Nick Ross, beam me up, Elisa. Ian Bound, which button do I push to start the full spin? If you're not familiar with Gabriel Drake, by the way, you try and dig up some old. There are sites you can see old scenes from a film called Au Pair Girls and a few other movies that she was in. Oh, that body is absolutely amazing, and she was nice and hairy as well, of course, in those days. Mister, top line at $150. Kiki and Jasmine, they're saying, what on earth is Ed drinking? Okay. Telecom rammed, shagged, rumpy pumpy, that sort of thing. Legan, he's trying re-entry. Okay, fair enough. That's like the end of a Bond movie, isn't it? He's trying re-entry. Nick Ross, Eddie, come and join us and bring toys. Okay. Charlie Stewart, right, breaking news, boot run low on purple hair dye. Okay. Mr. Glasses, $400. Okay. McLaren. Oh my God, Labour has won the 2024 British general election Abort. Nice one, like it. Nice one. Let's see. Telecom here, right one is bigger than the left one, which is unusual. I actually think I can't get out of my head that they're looking at a blue movie. That's the expression that they have, looking at a blue movie. I'm sure they're saying that really is John Holmes, isn't it? That really is, or is it special effects? I'm sure they're saying something like that. Yeah, Paul Loskins, she's saying I don't want to kiss it. Nick Ross, it's Eddie off the starboard bow. Okay, fair enough. So anyway, that is the wonderful Telecom. My mind is in the gutter. What can I say now? Charlie Stewart, Eddie, are you asleep yet? Give another injection. Okay, fair enough. Okay, fair enough. So we've had our fun with that one. But okay, so I'm going to end tonight. It's Monday evening. Apologies once again for starting the stream late, because I slept and you know, I just didn't wake up in time. But I'll be back tomorrow, hopefully at 9 o'clock. Remember, if the same happens, because you know these things tend to happen one after the other. Yeah, a few more little comments. Gemini Star, are these girls wearing wigs? I would have thought so, mate. That would have been my guess. Nick Ross, Eddie, don't forget the blue pills. Oh, McLaren, I'm going to leave it at this one. Saturday surgeons thinking, were we meant to castrate him? Oh, my God. Thanks for that one, Clive. Thanks for that one. Okay, I'm going to say goodnight now, guys. I'm going to say goodnight. Anyway, I'll be back tomorrow, hopefully at 9 o'clock. But if not, then shortly. We'll see what. Hopefully, I'll be on time tomorrow. Listen, guys, thanks for tuning in tonight. We've had thanks for the phoning, guys, Clive and David Martins. Okay, and I'll see you tomorrow anyway at 9 o'clock, and hopefully we'll talk about something else. Okay, so have a good Tuesday, guys. See. There you go. I pressed the wrong button. See, I'm not fully awake yet.